part and parcel to what this presentation is all about is how do you go about and actually create this state of mind that allows you to program yourself. Again, the successful people are already doing it. You have probably seen this with your own eyes. Sometimes you go into one of the heavy hitters' offices and they're locked in thought. They're in this trance-like state. They don't even hear you come into the room. So you make a noise. You call their name. You snap them out of it. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you walk in the room. I was just trying to put this deal together for this broker, try to make this mortgage come together. Have you ever seen people deliberately go into that state of mind? They are practicing a form of self-hypnosis. That's all the visualization is. And here's how it works in the real world. I was in private practice for a number of years. And of course, when you're in private practice, there are two very common problems you're asked to address in private practice as a hypnotherapist. What are the two most common problems? Smoking and weight loss, right? People would come in and they'd want to lose weight. And I would often ask them, have you ever, lost the weight before? Oh, yeah, I've lost this 20 pounds 6 times now. Now, as a therapist, that would tell me that these people didn't have a metabolic problem or a biological problem. They could lose the weight. Their problem was very possibly that they couldn't see themselves keeping it off. So if a client came in, I would use some magic words. Magic word number 1. I'm going to give you a prescription. For some reason, that carries all kinds of weight in this culture. I'm going to give you a prescription. Here's a prescription. Starting today, every day for the next 2 weeks, I want you to find some place where you're not going to be disturbed for 5 continuous minutes. Is there any time during the day where you could have 5 uninterrupted minutes? And sometimes a person would say, well, like sometime between the hours of 3 and 4 before my kids get home and after this is done. Yeah, I can find a 5-minute time. Well, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go somewhere, loosen any tight clothing, sit down or lie down somewhere, close your eyes, and just relax your whole body. Take a minute relaxing your feet and your legs and your arms. Just let your whole body get relaxed. Don't grit your teeth or tense your stomach muscles or make fists or anything. Just relax. And I want you to form an image in your mind. I want you to picture yourself sometime in the near future after you have lost the 20 pounds. And they'd say, what do you mean? Well, you know what you look like 20 pounds lighter. So I want you to imagine that you're standing in the mirror and you can see yourself 20 pounds lighter. That you're standing on a scale and you look down and the scale's registering you've lost the 20 pounds. Imagine what you're going to look like in your clothes. Try to imagine you can hear people complimenting you on how you look and how fantastic you appear. Do that for 5 minutes every day for the next couple of weeks. Now that sounds like a simple thing to do, doesn't it? First of all, 5 minutes of visualization is relatively long. If you've never done it before, a lot of people's minds would start to wander and they'd have to drag themselves back to it. But they would try to do it because it was a prescription. And a couple days later, sometimes I get these weird phone calls. One lady I'll never forget, she was almost in a panic. What did you do to me? I said, well, what are you talking about? Did you hypnotize me when I was in your office? I told you I didn't want to be hypnotized. Well, what's the problem? Well, I've been doing this visualization thing you told me. And I don't think I'm hypnotized, but weird things are happening. I normally snack at least 2 or 3 times at night, and I've noticed I haven't had a snack in the last 2 or 3 days. I mean, I usually eat a lot of different portions and stuff. I'm starting to prefer salads, and I'm starting to skip chocolate and stuff. I'm acting differently. What's going on? And I pointed out to them, I believe that they have changed the picture in their mind. When they came into my office, they may have seen themselves as being 20 pounds overweight. Now they're beginning to see themselves as someone who's in control of their weight, so they're acting like a person in control of their weight. They've changed their behavior because they've changed the vision. And here's how it's going to apply to you folks. I urge you to take those goals you wrote down and form a very, very clear picture of what you're trying to accomplish this year. Now, it could be an income goal, a production number goal, a number of new brokers to bring into your business or whatever, but pick a goal and start visualizing it for 5 continuous minutes a day. If your mind wanders, just keep bringing it back to the goal. Some people, it takes them a little time to get the hang of it, but you'll find at one point your mind stops wandering. At some point you'll find you can easily get that picture and hold it clearly for 2 or 3 minutes. Do that every day, maybe right before you go to bed or right after you wake up. At some point, you'll start noticing your production numbers changing. All of a sudden, you'll start asking for referrals where you forgot in the past. All of a sudden, you'll go out there and start prospecting where in the past you found that annoying. As you focus on that goal, you'll see yourself unconsciously starting to make the decisions that will get you to where you think you belong. Change the picture and you change the performance.